Smiling Faces, the podcast, is a proud member of the Defiantly Me Productions. To learn more about Defiantly Me Productions, visit Instagram at Defiantly Me Productions. So I got one of the machines that was like a couple over from him, and I was fighting for my life. It was his first class, so he was struggling. So the entire class, every advancement they gave, I did it. And I wanted to make sure that he saw, because in my head, I don't know why, because I'm Southern, I don't know why I thought he needs to see that I'm sturdy. But I just did every advancement.
What? Stop. What?
Can confirm. This
He
is the
needs
thing.
to see that I'm sturdy?
What?
For what?
Welcome back to episode 15 of Smiling Faces, the podcast. I'm Victoria Dunn.
And I'm Jess Anguiano, and we are the executive producers of Smiling Faces, the newest soon-to-be hit pilot comedy we are producing about two girls who discover they're dating the same guy while working at a toxically positive spin studio.
On this podcast, we provide you with unfiltered conversations about dating, heartbreak, revenge, and living your best life.
And I have to say, our producer Mike, is very much living his best life because we just found out that he was nominated. His podcast is nominated for an Ambie. Not this one. Not this podcast.
Not this one. Soon. But yes, get it, Mike Bryant.
That's you living your best life. We've got the king. We got the best. Congrats.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Hard work. It's not just me. Shout out to Lisa Wilfork, who is the host. Shout out to Crystal Hill, who is my partner in crime. So it's definitely not just me. It's a whole team, but shout out to them for sure. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
You didn't do the thing that Black people do.
What's that? Oh,
you
thank the Lord.
God. Mm-hmm.
Of course I thank the Lord. Of course. My Lord and Savior. Is that black enough for you?
Yes, thank you. There we go. Thank you.
No. Oh no. Is that black enough for you? Did that pass the scale? Did that?
Yeah.
Did that passed? I'll allow it. Because for some reason, God is, I don't know, wafting around being like, wait, they need a Grammy. Like
Grammy.
Oh, that's so good. Well, no, I was saying Grammy, but then also an Ambie. Like Mike Bryant needs an Ambie.
An Ambie.
Yeah.
I like Granby. I had to give that shout out because Mike has been with us since day one, producing with us on the podcast. Maybe not day one, maybe day 3. However, we are so excited that you've joined the team, and he's here in person. We've gotten some great feedback about you being with us. You bring all the right energy and vibes. I'm not going to scream and shout about you being an award-winning podcast producer, which you were already, and now you're just nominated for another one.
Yeah. I brought my talents to South Beach if I was LeBron at that point.
We go.
That's it.
I love it.
I kid.
That's the perfect amount of masculine energy that we need for this moment.
All right, no, that's enough.
That's enough. All right, now we're back to women. We're talking about girly things doing girly shit. Unless you want to talk about the WNBA. No. Let's talk about Smiling Faces.
Ooh, I was I'm not abreast.
Of the WNBA. I will say this. I know I follow a lot of not the trends and fashions that are happening now, but what's coming in the next year or so. And something to track is WNBA is trending, and it will be trending in 2026. Prepare yourselves. You have a whole year to bone up.
Yeah, the ladies ball out in the WNBA. They just don't get enough credit.
They do. No. Facts.
They ball out. So
they don't
talented.
Get enough credit yet, but they will.
Correct.
They will.
It's coming.
Yes.
I mean, they're already getting a lot of shine. So yeah.
So let's talk about what we're shining at, which is Smiling Faces, and do a little update on what's happening with Smiling Faces, the pilot. Something that we've been heavily focusing on is we're searching for grants. And I'm going to say right up front, right out loud, if anybody has some insider info about oh, check out this grant, check out that grant. This is something that we used when we produced our short film. We're deep in the researching, and also grants for this podcast. So if you know about any grants going on, I think I should say grant 4 more times. Grant, grant, grant,
One more.
grant.
There it
I
is.
got a stink eye look. I got a stink eye look from Mike. Stop being weird. That was that look.
That for sure that. So hard at work and other things coming soon. I don't want to get too, I know that's super cryptic, but something's popping off. So stay tuned.
You know what I love about that being so cryptic is that you're being cryptic. You're never cryptic. And so I like seeing this side of you.
It's like, yes.
I also
at
have no
dawn,
idea what you
when
said.
the moon crests over the cloud. That is when all truth shall be revealed.
I have no idea what you just said because you froze, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't matter.
Nope, not at all. All good.
Great.
So always on the hunt, always searching for the things. And then we have things coming for you. They'll be very exciting and you'll want it. And that's all I believe and know.
Yes. Okay. Now I'm following your cryptic journey. And on that cryptic journey, we're very excited that that's coming down the line. New and exciting things for our listeners. We're also searching. We've been hunting for directors. And I think that's a really fun thing to talk about. Finding the right director for the project. It's something that we've been discussing for a while. Someone who understands right tone, the comedy.
Yes, because it's a very delicate balance. I think what I wrote is it's a very specific mix because I think it can easily be perceived as very dark, but I want it to feel sexy, but also goofy, but then also a little sinister. Like it's a balance. There's a lot going on. So it's a very specific type of person. Ideally, I'm gonna just say it. I want a female director. So that's the goal. Sorry.
Yeah.
And maybe there's someone else out there that's a great dude that knows, but one of the big focuses of making the show and just any projects that I do moving forward, I always want it to be centered around women, minorities, BIPOC, like anything like that is kind of the focus of giving those people the chance first. So, and then, there's allies everywhere though. So, I mean, I just like to at least go the route of searching through those channels first.
Listen, I'm going to be the first to say to you, you don't have to explain yourself. I absolutely think our drive to lift up female voices does not mean that we exclude male voice. Obviously, because Mike being
Avert
part of
your
our
eyes.
podcast.
Look at Mike.
Avert your eyes.
But he does check a box for us. That's a black man.
Listen. I mean, here's the thing about diversity that a lot of people don't think about is diversity doesn't mean cutting out all of the, middle-aged white men. Diversity means when you look around the room, you see a little taste of everybody. And by the way, it's not just from the outside. It's not, these people visibly look like different colors or these people visibly look like different shapes. It's a diversity covers all sorts of things, which is why it's a tough subject, especially right now. I mean, we must talk about the elephant in the room. These executive orders that have been passed down. I know that we don't generally delve into politics, but these executive orders that have been just proclaimed about eliminating DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And equity?
Yes. Oh, Lord.
We're looking to make great money and finance this type. It's all about diversity, equity, and
abort,
inclusion.
Jess, abort.
I've been watching the news too much. Just now I'm talking like him. Oh God.
You're like, we're doing bigly things. We're doing big, huge things for the show. It's going to be huge.
It's gonna be huge. We're gonna be full of equity. We're gonna be full of all sorts of. We're eliminating diversity. We're eliminating inclusion. We're just full of equity.
Which is Haunting. Also, the amount of things that people
Haunting.
didn't realize are a part of DEI, because I think, and then we'll get to like other non-political things, but I think it's
Of course.
fascinating how many people are, well, we know who, people are against DEI, but then it turns out they realize, oh, wait, I fell into that category. Like, if you like closed captioning on stuff, congratulations, that was a part of DEI, you idiot.
Yeah. That's the thing. Diversity, equality, and inclusion is everyone. When we were working on Blackish, Victoria and I both worked on Blackish. I'll say it. One of the main topics that we discussed at Disney was chance to improve on more diversity, because even though it was called Blackish, when you looked across the sea of people working on it, it was all the same one note. It was all people of color, and there were missing voices. Now, when they looked around and said, oh, we're missing some of these voices, I think that they then injected some of those voices. Granted, the show did end, but not before Michelle Obama was on it. And
I am hot. I missed that episode.
oh, I'll
I
never
was not
forgive.
there for that, and I was tight about it because they just had to mess around and promote me.
Oh, no.
I was pissed.
So you're whining that you got more money and a better position, but you would have sacrificed all of that to see Michelle Obama.
You heard it
In
here
a
first. She means
heartbeat.
that much.
Period.
I was
End of
prepared.
story.
Right, always. I was also prepared. This
Mhm.
is not in anything in the range of diversity or Black anything, but I was also prepared to not take the promotion because I really wanted to work at It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I know a guy who
Oh.
works on Always Sunny, actually, in the
See me
writer's room.
after the pod.
Oh, you know a highly talented person.
Yeah. He's a writer's assistant, but he definitely works on Always Sunny. He's my boy. I know him from
Some of the
back
hardest,
east, and he moved out
some
here.
of the
But
hardest working people.
for
Writer's
sure,
assistant.
for sure.
Mhm.
But I want to get back to Victoria wanting to be broke as long as she saw Michelle Obama.
Yeah,
I just feel
this
like
makes
that would
Sacrifice-
sense to me.
I just feel like that would feed me
Andre
better.
would be hungry, bro.
Oh,
But I think like if he understood what I got to take on, he'd be like, you know what? I'm tripping. I'm good with Meow Mix. I don't need what you're offering me. I don't need the cat food with the prawns in it. I get it, Mom. You saw Michelle. Actually,
listen,
I did spin with
please.
one of their daughters.
You did spin class with.
I did it with Malia. I know.
How was she?
I know. My God. She was heavenly.
Was-
First of all, she came in, she was very unassuming because her presence itself is just like, girl, I don't need to say much. She came into the spin studio. She had, we don't know where Secret Service was, but there were some larger men in the room that were on bikes. So I think Secret Service has to do the class with her, which was crazy. But when I was standing there
Makes
waiting
sense
to
to
go
me.
into class, right? The instructor was checking people in, or she was behind the wall, excuse me. And the front desk person was checking her in, but wasn't looking up. And so they were just kind of on the computer going, first name, Malia, last name, Obama. And I watched them go and slowly look up and panic. And I slowly turned my head and was like, oh my God. And then she went into the room. They gave her a bike assignment. Her Secret Service went in, they clipped in, and the instructor came from behind the wall and went, what do I do? And we all went, you teach the best fucking class you've ever taught in your life.
Chance of a lifetime. You empower Malia and you make her strong. Not that she needs to be made strong. I mean, with Michelle as a mama, like, come on.
Right.
My dream is like, I stand behind your statement that you would rather be broke than miss an opportunity to meet Michelle Obama. I'll stand by that 100%. My dream is to meet Barack Obama. You know, when they're like, oh, who would you have dinner with if you could have dinner with anyone in the world? I've got you. I want to meet Barack Obama, have dinner with him. He will be so delightfully enamored with my charm and my just zest for life that he'll say, you've got to meet my wife. And what better endorsement than Barack Obama to Michelle? If Barack is like, listen, I met this gal, we had dinner. It was, don't worry about it too much. It was like a Make-A-Wish Foundation thing. And she is delightful. You've got to meet her. And then me and Michelle will become besties.
Are you dying?
Right.
Is that why you're talking about Make-A-Wish?
I was like, now you put yourself on the short list of death.
I was like, wait.
I don't know how else to have dinner with Barack Obama. Okay. If I've got to die, if I got to be cancer ridden to meet the man and have dinner with him so that he will love me and introduce me to Michelle. Because if I just met Michelle, she'd just be like, great. But if Barack was like, listen, you are going to dig this girl. She's so fun. She's so funny. She's a total rock star. Trust me. That's what
do you even qualify? Do you even qualify for Make-A-Wish? You're not 10.
Yeah. Do they have adult Make-A-Wish?
I don't know. That's a great question. I'm going to research that. I'll be back.
Thank you.
I'm dying to know. We'll add it to
I'm sure they're like, I'm sure they're like, adults, look, you had a run. It's fine. It's not our fault you didn't try to fulfill a dream. Go down.
Yeah. You don't have to rely on anybody but your own sorry self. You have dreams, you make them happen. You want to meet Barack Obama and have dinner with him, pay for it. Get a job, work your way up.
Totally. Our government is like how Victorian people raise their kids. They're like, we can't hug them. They'll be soft. So
I have an answer.
Yes. Go
I can't wait.
And what's funny is as I'm Googling this, the question comes up. So maybe you're not the first one to ask this question, but it says, no, Make-A-Wish does not grant wishes to adults over the age of 18.
So there's no adult Make-A-Wish Foundation?
Wow.
No.
Unfair.
We were right.
What's the point of continuing on past 18? It's a dirty business.
We are a cold society.
Oh, you know what? There are organizations that do grant wishes to adults. It's not Make-A-Wish. There's the Dream Foundation. Do It for the Love, Stella's Wish, and Wish of a Lifetime. Those are the ones that grant adult wishes.
You know what? There probably used to be. Yeah, we have concerns about their names. And I was going to say there probably used to be more that were like, we want to give back. We want to do more for adults who are struggling. We're going to make wishes for adults come true. And then adults went and ruined it all and asked for dirty, filthy things. That's what I assume happened. They were like, we're not doing, you can't have sex with Pamela Anderson. No. Next.
Oh, someone did that. And Pamela's like,
obviously.
Look, I've seen enough.
Listen.
It's so bad.
Have you? I haven't seen it yet, but she's got. Is it a real documentary or is it like a inspired by a true story, also starring that? It's scripted, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's inspired by a true story. The Last Showgirl. I have not seen it yet. I do want to. I put in the same category as probably how, not in the way of vibe, but in the way of message. The Last Showgirl and the substance. You have to watch it.
Yeah. I know. You told me this is Victoria. Victoria knows that I hate horror. I just don't like being scared. I have a very active imagination. This girl, we have dinner the other night, and on the way home, she's like, you have to watch this movie. And I'm like, is it scary? She's like, yeah, but just go home right now and watch it. I'm like, at night? In the dark? Are you crazy? What? That's terrible. No, you watch that in the morning when it's safe, when you have hours.
In my defense, I said, one, it's not scary, it's body horror, which is different. And I just told you to watch the trailer. I ain't say go watch the whole movie. It's like, just watch the trailer to get a vibe. And you're like, no. I was like, the trailer? You can't do the trailer?
I get scared easily. Listen.
Weak.
Listen. I can handle a lot of things, a lot of bad stuff in the world. The reason why you watch horror is the reason why I don't. I don't watch horror because I'm like, I feel like I'm witnessing it all the time, every day. So I try very hard to just like focus on positive entertainment. But I love your reason. Tell everybody why you love watching horror.
Because nothing is scarier than my dating life. So I'm always trying to challenge that to find what's going to scare me more. And so far, nothing holds a candle.
I love, what was it? You were like, listen, if I'm feeling kind of down, I'll sit down and watch a horror film because I'm watching this girl getting her limbs hacked off by some horrible murderer. And I'm like, well, I guess things are rough, but they're not that rough. At least all my body parts are still intact.
There's a level of pettiness to that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like like the level of petty is great. I do aspire to a level of pettiness. Like there's a whole pettiness side of TikTok that I love to be in
It's
because
so good.
it's so good to be on that side of TikTok. And because I can be petty. I can be
Right.
petty wop, like the whole deal.
Oh, yeah.
I have
Love
seen
petty
this in
wop.
you.
Love a petty
Yeah.
white. Yes. It's so good. Now, I will say,
I've
because
seen
I
this
feel
in
like,
both of you. Yeah.
yeah,
You have a lot of petty. Yeah.
I feel like what happened, because the Super Bowl was the previous week, but I feel like the lingering of the final boss of petty, Kendrick Lamar, just like really told me I need to up it a bit. Like I thought I was really serving petty, and then
Yeah.
I saw what he
No.
did and was like, I haven't even scratched the surface.
Yeah,
They're
that whole
so-
Super Bowl is petty, right?
Yeah.
The fact that my birds put a 40 on the Kansas City Chiefs, that's a level of petty. After they beat us 2 years ago, that's a level of petty that I aspire to. Right
They
there.
came back. I have to tell you, yes, we also forgot to congratulate Mike on the Eagles. The
Yeah,
Eagles have
give it to
won
him.
Super
Yes.
Bowl. It should have been the Lions. I will
No.
forever. Oh yeah, he's
No.
even wearing the shirt.
No, come on. All my Super Bowl merch is on its way. All my Super Bowl championship merch is on the way. I don't have enough money. There's so much stuff popping right now on the Eagles website. I don't have enough money for everything. I showed Lucy today that there's a like a blinged out chain with the Eagles emblem on it that I really want. $140. I was like, my bank account says that I might need that. And she was like, what do you need that for? I was like, it doesn't matter. Go Birds. That's it.
Go,
You know,
when there's love, money is not an issue.
That's right. And I love my birds.
You know, Mike, if you were willing to forego Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl merch and you wanted the Chiefs merch at a steep discount of free, you can just pop on a plane to Estonia because that's where they sent the Chiefs Super Bowl winning merch.
That merch
how
is
do
not
you
worth
know?
anything. It's trash.
It might be fun to pull some dark, vengeful actions upon, though. You could have a lot of fun,
Burn it?
maybe.
Because that's what they're going to do in Philly. They're just going to burn all the merch. I was watching the parade this morning and someone threw a cowboy hat in the mud and then stomped on it. That's the level of pettiness in Philly. We won the Super Bowl. We still have a way to besmirch the Cowboys. We don't care.
Is Philly
I
still
love Philly.
standing?
It's a great question because I told Lucy that they were going to burn Broad Street to the ground.
Just
'Cause that's
But
always-
I love my city.
There's something very specific about how men celebrate. And I always find that fascinating that they're like, yes, we did it. Let's destroy our home.
Listen, don't get it twisted. It's not just the men, the women, the Philly women, they crazy too about them birds. Don't get it twisted. Trust and believe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Women from Philadelphia who are football fans are almost more vicious. And I, by the way,
top tier,
shout out.
top tier fans.
Yes. They love women tend to have a passionate in their heart. Their hearts are big and full of love. And if there's a woman from Philadelphia that has a love and it's for the Philadelphia Eagles, nothing can top that. That's the
do
love
know
of gods and goddesses. Oh, tell me.
Friend to the show, Hannah Einbinder, huge Philadelphia Eagles fan. Her and her dad go to every game. They go to, or they find a sports bar. They have custom jerseys. It's a big deal.
Why have I not met these people?
I will connect because they're huge Philadelphia Eagles fans. Huge.
They're on the
There
right
you
side
go.
of history. That's right.
Yeah.
I
She's been
think
a
now,
fam since she was
okay.
a kid.
I think something that I find very delightful about Kendrick's Super Bowl, since we're talking about pettiness, the moment that I saw him standing on that Pontiac, that black Pontiac, just standing on it, even that action alone felt like some deep-seated, like vengeful anger and pettiness. I felt like him standing on it because that was like that car. They didn't make very many of those Pontiacs. And they made them
did
in
not.
Michigan, by the way. They made them down the street from where I grew up.
Oh,
And they don't make
brag.
them anymore. Ooh,
No.
humble brag. You know those Pontiacs? Yeah, they aren't great cars, but it was when I saw him.
Pontiac is no longer
on,
with us.
Correct. When I saw him on that car, I was like, oh, this is so much more than just a great halftime show. And then, what? Not Morgan Freeman. Oh my gosh.
Oh no, Samuel L.
No,
Jackson.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
get
Samuel.
her. Get her.
Samuel L. Jackson, and also
Wrong black guy, Jess.
right. I was like, first of all, this is the
Listen.
same conundrum that happened to Samuel L. Jackson in Atlanta. Did an interview, and the entertainment reporter referenced something that he thought Sam did, and Morgan Freeman did, and he was like, "Wrong black guy," and he went on a tear. And the interviewer was like, I'm sorry, okay." He's like, no, I'm also not. And he kept listing every other black actor. It was so funny.
Oh my gosh. Here's the thing. In my defense, I will also say very recently, Angela Lansbury was mixed up with who's the other who sings
Not
Sound of
Bassett.
Music?
Oh, never mind. With Julie Andrews?
No. With Julie Andrews is two old white ladies. I just want to say it can happen to anybody. All right. It's not just because it's any black dude.
How did you mix up Murder, She Wrote with Sound of Music Lady? I don't understand how you did that.
Who does that?
It's just, I didn't do that. Wait, whoa. Don't be pointing fingers at me. I didn't. It happened near me. It was and I was like, I'm sorry, excuse you. Angela Lansbury is a treasure who was Mrs. Potts. And Julie Andrews is a treasure who was like, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Please. Like,
they're both
keep
tea
your
adjacent.
old white lady straight. And British. I have to say, okay, one of my favorite, since we're talking about pettiness just today, Victoria was showing me some posts that we posted for Smiling Faces and some just downright gritty Valentines that she created for the Smiling Faces page. And it is, I was like, I got sweaty. And all I could think is, talk about your Queen of Petty. Not to mention you wrote this whole entire pilot about women who just band together and get revenge on monsters who mistreat them. And on top of that all, just like little tiny death by 1,000 cuts. Like I kind of feel like I kind of want to drive people over to the page and be like, check it out.
They should get
It's
eyes.
beautiful.
Honestly, I don't know what happened. Some people were being a little bit of a hater and drew back, and we lost a couple. And I don't know who you are, but fix it. So if you want to come on back and tell your friends, I would love, as a present to us for, I don't know, no, President's Day already happened. Let's go with, what's another holiday coming up?
St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah, for St. Patrick's Day, I want to get above 300 followers for our Instagram account.
Okay.
So do the work.
Come on. Join us, friends, and have your friends join us. You know, but potentially anyone that has left the party, I say, look, please move along. When there's just gorgeous content such as, to our ex, you stole our hearts, but don't worry, we'll be stealing your catalytic converter. That only comes from the genius mind of Victoria Dunn. And this is brilliant content. If you're not here for this, like, what do you even?
I don't know what else you want, fam.
if you want to see that content, all that is going to be down in the show notes. All you got to do is head to the website. It's already down there. Click the button, head over to the website, join the Instagram. It's easy like that.
I love that. Yes, please. Please and thank you. Keeping life easy. Not that we're like really harping in on this pettiness, but it's been coming up so much this week. Just these death by 1,000 cuts, these little, that's what I love when to be petty. What Kendrick Lamar did is a big, huge, splashy pettiness.
It's gorgeous.
For me, oh, it's so beautiful. For me, my favorite way to be petty, and I know it can be disgusting, it's like little micro retaliations that maybe they don't even know is happening. For example, a minor pettiness. When I got divorced, I had gifted my husband a drill, right? With a rechargeable battery. And, I've been divorced for a couple of years now. And he called me one day post divorce, just frothing at the mouth in a fit because he's like, "Where is my drill?" And I said, "Oh, well, when I left, I just said, let me know what you'd like to take with you or keep with you, and I won't take it when I go." And he was like, "But my drill, it was mine and you took it." And I said, "Listen, I will put that drill right in the mail for you. Don't you worry about it. Keep an eye out for it. It'll be in the mail in a week. Obviously, it's yours. I'll send it back."
You sent him a box
I
full of
never
dicks, didn't you?
I wish I had. No, I did. Here's the micro. I just never sent it. And every time I look at that drill, I feel joy in my heart. I'm like, it's mine. Come and get it, you little bitch. That's so petty. It's so petty. Like, I have no ill will towards my ex-husband, but I have to tell you that joy in my heart that I feel, and it's just that it's those little micro deaths. I like micro pettiness,
I was trying to think. I don't think I've ever had, weirdly, even though this show is a spectacular aim of revenge for someone and being petty, I can't think of times I've been petty to an ex. I'm trying to think about it. Like, I've had some weird times, but usually I'm just kind of like, well, that'll be funny later, and just kind of keep it pushing. Or what I honestly do is just cuss them out in the moment, and then I'm like, oh, it's good to feel back to myself again. And then I kind of just go on about my day.
That's so beautiful. I really need more of that in my life because I just celebrate those micro moments. But I will say this, something that you can all roll your eyes at me if you want about, something that I think is like a true petty thing to do is just, your ex is going to be around or your ex is going to see something and you just like turn it on, that little light, that little like bright, shiny, like, I'm looking good. I'm feeling good. I think it's petty to do that, but I love that kind of petty nastiness, to walk in a room being like, I'm fine as hell. And you can tell, you can see it. It's that whole like, the best revenge is living your best life grossness, but I love it so much. I love walking in a room if I think my ex, or like posting something if I think my ex is going to see it, which my ex would never ever deem to look upon any of my social media or check in on what's happening. He's like, I don't exist anymore in his life. However, if he did, I just like knowing that like he'd be like, oh, damn, she's doing good. It just feels good.
The only time I don't roll my eyes that the living your best life is the best revenge is the intent behind it. So if it's just kind of like, yeah, I'm doing fine without you, whatever, sure. But if it's like, I want him to see how fucking hot I look and how he fumbled, then yeah, girl, get it. Now I'm all for it. Like, I need the twinge of rage within. If it's just like, no, just me being happy is plenty, then it's like, grow up. That's not
agreed.
it.
Oh, and you know what is funny? You're right. I don't think I've ever dissected it like that before, where I've been like, you're right, though, because everything I do has a twinge of rage in it. No matter how sunshiny and flowery it comes out of my mouth, like there's just a burning fire of fury inside of me. And I have to say that feeling, that terrible feeling, I just thought everybody had it. But you're right. Some people are just like, I'm just like more beautiful and it's fine.
No, some people are healed and it's like, it's weird.
Rude. So rude.
I don't fathom them. But yeah.
You just need a
But
twinge of rage. I've never heard that before.
just
Twinge of rage.
just
So just a little
little,
flame
just a
of
little something to
fury,
get
just a
you
little
through.
I mean, I fuck with that. I have a story for y'all, but I can't say it here on the podcast because
Aw.
I'm still, it's like,
Titillating.
it's a story. Like maybe it'll be interesting enough to make the series. Like it'll be a situation where you like write about it. But trust me, it's a good one. But we can't talk about it here.
I can't wait to hear that. I cannot
The
wait.
biggest
And I
smile
love that
spread
you're
across
like,
my face.
I love
Few
that Mike's like,
things.
I have a scandalous story to tell you, but I'm not going to tell you here.
You guys might think differently of me once I tell you this story.
Those are the best ones. Like the ones that make me question your character. I'm like, oh my God, let's do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
That definitely might happen. But
we're going to stop recording so Mike can tell us this story right now. Okay, wait, hold on. I feel like those I love the stories that you're like, you're going to change the way you think about me. I'd like to take us into my very favorite part of our podcast, which is my favorite segment. What is your smiling faces moment for the week? And I have to kick it off because I have one, just a rich one. But just a reminder, our smiling faces moments are, what have you grinned and bared it through this week? Because there's so much that we grin and bear it through. And like I said, that twinge of rage just kind of keeps us driving. So I have a great story for that. However, it's not rage driven. It's more mortification. I fell up a down escalator this week. That's my horrific smiling faces moment, that I was dressed to the nines, totally gorgeous, like up one side and down the other. And sadly, thought I was going down the down escalator, and I had a moment of ridiculousness and thought, oh no, I'm on the wrong escalator. And I turned around and said, oh, I can make it back to the top. It's just a few steps.
The steps move, right?
Yeah.
I know that. Did my body agree with that? No, it did not. Did I biff it so hard that the escalator ate my knee? Yes, I did. I biffed it so damn hard. And so here's what happened. What happened is I look down at I'm like, oh God, I get my bearings. Oh God, what has just happened? I stop trying to go up the down escalator. I get to the bottom of the escalator. I look down and my knee is gushing blood all over the streets of Beverly Hills. I was mortified. No one saw it, but I was mortified.
Because you told me that you did this in the stairs of the Beverly Center, which notoriously those escalators are facing La Cienega, and it's all glass along there. So if a soul was on La Cienega, they saw this, beloved. I'm so sorry to tell you.
I'm going to keep a lookout on TikTok.
That's my area. Somebody saw it.
My brother said, there's security everywhere. And some security officer was watching that stair and saw you go down and laughed his ass off. I was like, oh no.
It's probably all the guys in the security office, the cameras and stuff.
Well, here's the worst part. I was now in a crisis. I was like, I need first aid. Like I need first aid immediately, because I have a rental car right now. I couldn't even get back in the rental car because I was gushing blood out of my knee. The gash is deep. And I was like, oh God, where am I going to go? I have nothing on me. I'm going dancing. So it's like, you don't carry things with you. Key goes in the bra. You're keep it pushing. So I look around. I'm like, oh, thank God, a CVS. I walk into the CVS and I go to the counter. I said, hey, do you have a bathroom? I just need a minute. And they were like, no, we don't have a bathroom. And I was like, I showed them my knee. I was like, I really need a bathroom. And the guy was like, oh, aisle 35. No one's back there. He just directed me
they're about
to
to
the
close.
first aisle. Listen, as I went back there and I cleaned my entire leg up in the aisle 35 of CVS on Wednesday. This is a true story. It actually happened. I was bleeding everywhere. I just tore open first aid kits and started cleaning it up. I took all these half open first aid kits to the self checkout and checked myself out No one blinked. Not even a whisper.
Because this is a CVS that's in the heart of the city. They've seen some unhowls pop in there and just be like, I'm going to just knock all this over and then I'm going to bounce. Y'all good? Okay.
Yes.
So you actually being of sound mind going, hey, I took a tumble. Is it all right if I use the lavatory? They're like, what an angel. This we can do.
I 100% took a tumble. I'm so glad that the CVS was there. And I want you all to know that after I bandaged myself up, I thought, well, I'm actually doing okay. Went in and danced all night long. Didn't get home till 2 a.m. I know.
No. We've been
You
over
know what
this.
I'm going to say, right?
Take your
You
ass
know what I'm
home.
going to say, right? That was the Lord telling you should have took your ass home.
The Lord keeps giving Jess messages and she's like, la 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 la.
She's blocking her blessing. She's blocking her blessing. She's like, I'm not going to listen.
Every time.
Listen, you are not wrong about that. The Lord and I have had words. We are having a lot of discussions, as we like to say in relationship.
It's a very one-sided relationship. He's just like, I feel like God is talking to you the way that like a really needy girlfriend is talking to a boyfriend who desperately wants to break up with her. He's like, so I was thinking today you actually like go home and like we just hang out, like just you and me, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna hit up with the boys. I'm gonna go out dancing tonight and I'm gonna just like kind of do me a little bit. I was really hoping that like we could spend some time together. And you're like, yeah, sorry, I can't.
I love that God is the needy girlfriend in this, and I'm the toxic man.
It's the only thing that felt right because he's trying so hard to talk to you, and you're like, no.
I done fell up this escalator, but I don't care. I'm gonna still shake my ass on a Thursday night. It don't matter.
Right. Like, listen, God is like, guys, I don't know what else to do. Like, I'm hurting her. I'm physically hurting her. She won't stop. Do you know how quickly one fall down and up escalator would send me with my bags packing? I'd be like, you know what? I'm tripping. Let me go home.
I want you both
literally,
to know.
bruv. Literally.
I want you both to know it did cross my mind. I was like, the night is over. I fell up a down escalator. It did cross my mind to go home. But then I cleaned it up. The CVS was a perfectly wonderful pit stop. And I will say this, I had a delightful evening of dancing. Met a really lovely gentleman by the name of Colin. Very sweet man.
The name check.
With a lot. Oh yeah, I'll put it right out there. I mean, who knows? I may see him out salsa dancing again, but yeah, I definitely had a phenomenal evening. But I did have to walk in with a giant, like, bandaged knee and just grin and bear right through it. That's my smiling
Not
face.
the Trump bandage.
How about you guys? A Trump bandage?
When he got shot, it had that big bandage on his ear. With the way if I saw someone with that thing, I'd be like, I'm not dancing with her. What's she going through? That's going to bleed out. I don't want that on me.
No one saw it. Everyone was just like, and salsa dancing, they just look from like tits up. They're just like, does this, I'm going to have to be staring at this. Will this do what I want it to do? Great. Oh, God. Wait, okay. What have you guys grinned and bared it through besides that terrible story?
Yeah, mine was not as traumatic. Mine is quite simple. Mike, do you have something too? Do you want to go first or me?
No, you go.
Okay. So mine is actually quite simple. There is at my side gig where I work, the Pilates studio, a gorgeous man has started coming and it is succumbing all of my feelings. Like I can't even handle it. So I walked into one of the classes, saw he was in there and was like, okay, bitch, crack's neck, let's go. So I got one of the machines that was like a couple over from him, and I was fighting for my life. It was his first class, so he was struggling. So the entire class, every advancement they gave, I did it. And I wanted to make sure that he saw, because in my head, I don't know why, because I'm Southern, I don't know why I thought he needs to see that I'm sturdy. But I just did every advancement I
What?
could.
Stop. What?
Can confirm. This
He
is the
needs
thing.
to see that I'm sturdy?
What-
For what?
In my mind,
I don't
because
know
he's
if she's-
foreign. And I just feel like they value different things when you're foreign.
He's not. Is he German?
No, he's
I feel like
Turkish.
Germans respect some Russian or German. They respect some sturdy women. I mean, I live in Amazon myself. I married one, for God's sake. But really?
I don't know. Just I'm trying to learn like the culture. So just to cover my bases, like be cute, but also very offensively strong. So I just did everything I could. Every advancement they asked, I did it. And I was like shaking as I'm doing all this stuff. But I will say it got me an end, because after class, he was like, oh my gosh, that was so hard. He's like, but you did great. I was like, oh, thank you. Yeah. I was like, after months, you get used to it, and you'll get there. And just kind of talk to him about class and stuff. So I'm working my way in.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are, girl.
But my abs, everything was
private
shaking.
lessons.
Listen,
Oh yeah, you could give him privates.
listen. I'm
You
in
could give
no
him
way
your
certified,
privates.
but
Wow. And this took a turn real quick.
it took a quick turn.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm trying to get on that, because that's how I
Yeah, get it.
grin it through. They're trying to be strong and pretty. Producer Mike, what is yours?
I grinned and bear it through all these whiny Kansas City Chief fans after we put a whopping on them at the Super Bowl. So that's what I grinned and bear it through. By the time everyone hears this, we'll be 2 weeks deep from the Super Bowl, and they're still crying about it. You see Patrick Mahomes' eyes? We beat the soul out of him. That's how bad the Eagles did it. But I had to do it.
I didn't see him specifically, but what I did that really stuck with me was Travis Kelce's ensemble, because that was clearly an outfit for a celebration, and to have to put that back on, this very Superfly 70s pimp outfit of burnt orange duster, and with the blowout, that's brave.
We can't all win. So that's what I grinned and bear it through the last 2 weeks is crybaby Kansas City fans. Go Birds. That's all I had to say.
Listen, we can't all win, but I have news. You can win, and I'll tell you how. If you love hearing what you're hearing today, then you must follow us, or send your follows, likes, and shares to all your friends and share a little bit of this joy with them. You can find us on Instagram at smilingfacesseries.com. Whoops, what? No, you can find us on
that's
Instagram.
not how things work.
It's not .com. I think I heard a commercial in my head. You can find us on Instagram at smilingfaces_series, TikTok at smilingfaces_series, Facebook at smilingfaces_series, no underscore, or YouTube, www.youtube.com/@smilingfaces_series. We also have a website.
Yes, check out our website, www.smilingfacesseries.com. We have our fiscal sponsor, Inclusivity Media. And a big shout out and thank you to our producer, Mike Bryant and Defiantly Me Productions.
Award-winning and be nominated producer, Mike Bryant. That's right.
We're claiming it now. An additional award-winning producer, Mike Bryant.
Two-time award-winning producer. I hope that you have had an amazing week, and we can't wait to see you all next week. Check us out. Come say hi to us. Slide into our DMs and have a great night.